This Indian girl came to the UK for the first time at the age of 9 as a tourist. Who would have thought then that many years later she would be the first lady of this country? Today, Rishi Sunak and Akshata Murty are one of the most talked about couples in the world and also one of the richest in the country. How did she become the wife of the British Prime Minister? And how does she get so much money? Keep watching to find out the love story of this couple. This is the Wow channel. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for notifications. Let's begin! On October 25th, 2022, Rishi Sunak became the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Since then, all public attention has been focused on his family. It turns out that he and his wife are richer than the late Queen Elizabeth. According to the Sunday Times Rich List, the couple's combined wealth is a massive £730 million. Murty and Sunak are the 222nd richest people in Britain, and according to the Times, they own at least 4 properties, including a £7 million house in Kensington, where they live with their 2 daughters. Akshata is much richer than her husband because she is the daughter of an Indian billionaire, Narayana Murty, who founded the Indian multinational IT company Infosys. In his country, people call him the second Bill Gates. His net worth was estimated to be $4.5 billion. He is one of the richest people in the world. The great wealth of the new British Prime Minister and his wife confuses many people in the country. What can they understand about the problems of the common people when they have a luxurious life? Today, it is hard to imagine that many years ago they were ordinary, not rich people. Akshata was born in 1980 in the Indian city of Hubli to a middle-class family. Her parents were just beginning their journey in business. They were engineers, and a year after the birth of their daughter, they founded their company Infosys. They had to go to Mumbai, and the daughter was raised by her grandparents. The company soon made the family a fortune. However, they continued to live modestly. Akshata's mother, Sudha, was the first female engineer to work at India's biggest car manufacturer, Telco. She raised Akshata and her brother Rohan, but despite the family's new success, they had a very normal upbringing with no television in their house and rode a rickshaw to school like their friends. Akshata's father always was opposed to the Indian caste system, in which the so-called lowest class is a set of people who clean toilets. Throughout his life, Narayana Murty have promoted the values of living a simple life. The family didn't have a TV in the house. That was intended to teach the children about the importance of simplicity and austerity. Moreover, Akshata's parents still live in the same house they moved into more than 40 years ago. Speaking about wealth, Akshata said in an interview in 2017, "Class does not mean possession of a huge amount of money. There are plenty of wrong ways to earn money in this world. You may be rich enough to buy comfort and luxuries, but the same money doesn't define class or give you the ability to purchase it." When the girl was 9 years old, the family went abroad for the first time on vacation. Akshata was delighted to visit London. Then she could not even imagine that many years later she would settle in the famous house number 10 on Downing Street. On this trip, the girl fell in love with the UK. For several weeks after the trip, she only talked about it, and she showed everyone photographs against the backdrop of sights. It is surprising that today everyone remembers Akshata as a simple and modest girl with glasses who always had her nose in a book. As a child, the girl did housework. For this, her parents gave her pocket money. With these funds, she treated classmates with street food. When Akshata had finished school, she moved to America and studied for a degree in economics and French at Claremont McKenna College, California. Then she entered Stanford for study for her MBA, where she met her future husband. In 2009, they married in a ceremony in the bride's home city of Bangalore, later hosting a wedding party in New York. After marriage, the couple built a life in Santa Monica, California, where they still own a penthouse apartment with ocean views. Akshata, Murty and Rishi Sunak are very similar at first sight. They both have Indian roots, received a good education and were even born in the same year. But in fact, they are very different. Akshata grew up in India and holds Indian citizenship. Rishi was born and raised in England. He is much more European than Indian, and his wife is more Indian than European. Rishi has always respected the fact that I'm Indian and as proud of my country as he is of his. He has never asked me to abandon my Indian citizenship, ties to India or my business affairs, despite the ways in which such a move would have simplified things for him politically, she said in an interview. And for this reason there were many controversies. Akshata Murty has non-dom status, meaning she does not have to pay UK tax on income earned abroad. She held her father's shares, made a large profit and didn't pay taxes on them in the UK. However, after a public discussion, she began to pay taxes in Britain on all her income. She stated that she didn't want her tax status to distract her husband and affect the family. Another scandal appeared after the press wrote that the Murty family was allegedly doing business with Russia, which attacked Ukraine and waged an aggressive war. However, an Emphasis spokesman said the company doesn't have any active business relationships with local Russian enterprises. As you can see, being the wife of an influential politician is very difficult. The couple often have to fend off the attacks of journalists. Despite this, people in their environment say that they are as modest as they were in their student days. Despite the fact that Akshata's parents devoted their entire lives to engineering, she has always loved fashion. Therefore, in 2009, she founded the fashion label Akshata Designs. Now she is not only the wife of the Prime Minister of Great Britain and the mother of 2 children, but also a businesswoman, fashion designer and venture capitalist. She is the First Lady of Great Britain and she loves this country very much. Nevertheless, she claims that India remains the country of her birth, citizenship, parents' home and place of domicile. And what do you think about this couple? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to share your thoughts with me, to click like and to subscribe. See you next time.